Okay, Chuck, this is February 14th, 2023. Let's take a look. Setup is really good. I like your eye line is out here. Hands are nicely under your shoulders. Good flex there. Back, lower back is straight, so we like that. Okay, so take away. That's really good. That's like textbook. That's so good. Okay, so you got the dress and that fine. Head's moving just a bit. You know, prior it was moving a lot. Let's check it out. So great grades here. Perfect. Okay, and the advantage of that is, look, you'll be, you know, that's close enough on plane on the backswing. Look at that. Perfectly parallel. Okay. So that front knee is bulged out there. You can drive a truck through there, but not as bad as it was. Okay. And before, your head was diving like 4 inches. Now it's like 2 inches. So well, let's just run this thing through before we bisect it. Okay. That's really close on plane. You're turning through, so you can actually play with this swing. Okay. Now, let's get some things that, if you refine, will make it easier to repeat. First of all, let's get to a better position at the top. Okay, so see, he's got, and you actually picked up on it, so I like that. So, you know, that hole should be more over your deltoid, at least your bicep, upper bicep. Okay, so, oops. Oh, it's left-handed. It's been interesting. So everything's kind of reversed. Okay, so and I'll give you the picture. Okay, so put this on the iPad or print it out, and just do the slow motion thing. So each time you're showing me the slow motion thing, you're going, hands were too low. See, that front arm should be parallel to your shoulders or a little above it. We prefer a little above it, and it's under it. Okay, and that elbow is kind of tucked in here. See how his elbow is coming out of the monitor? You can tell by the shadow that it's like this, and you got kind of old method where it's here. Now, so those two things, I would, you know, so, and this too, do the knee thing, and you know, let's just cinch up this head thing also. So let me give you a copy of this. Okay, so now, so, but again, you can play with this. You couldn't play with the swing you had before, okay? Because you're within the same area code as the swing plane. Okay, so as you come down, this is good. Didn't you like also throw your hands too? Okay, so yeah, no. So you're you know, you got the butt of the club going at the ball. Now look, it'll go at the target. So this is really good. So this is where it gets a little steep. See how steep compared to that yellow line? And the guidepost is but good lag here. So the guidepost is when the hands are waist high, it, here, bisects the forearm. So let's put a dotted line here. This is where it should be. Oops. So again, just pose in the mirror, getting to that point. That's critical. But what I like about this is, see the length of that shaft? You haven't cast it. So that's what Sharon is doing that. We're going to work on that tomorrow. So you're not. You've got this lag all stored up, which is really good. And then now you're working that front hip out of the way. Whoops. Oops. Now you're losing because you're coming down steep. Look at this nice spine angle. Now you kind of early extension. See how you standing up? Yeah. Okay, so now at impact, the ear is back like an inch or so. It should be off the toe, but so you're starting to see, you're getting off that back foot, and so you're starting to see the second hip pocket here, as opposed to, we just need to have that go earlier, but that's not causing any great trauma, and you're still against the back wall, close enough.
Yeah, it's amazing what mirror work does, because I haven't been out on the course.
Mirror
work. I've done a lot of mirror work.
See, on the course or range, we get. Let me put this on pause. Okay, I'm going to repeat that because it's now recording. So I can see where your lower body's moving a lot better, and so making it, fine-tuning it, not quite now. We have to calm down the head movement, and I like to improve that little knee movement just a bit, and a top position. Okay, so those are the focuses. And let's see from the other dimension. He can just set this thing right here, and then he just turns through and lets it rip. Gets his hip out of the way and ends up in the tug-of-war thing. You're kind of set up for a reverse pivot, which means kind of like this, and you stay on the back foot. Let's see what happens. Okay, so this release is pretty good. We'd like to see shortly after impact that belt buckle at that front line, but this is fine. So this release is pretty damn good. You can just, it'll be better if you have it all loaded up here, and then here, then there's the weight shift here, and like that, as opposed to, ideally, guys like this will reverse out of it. You get through pretty good, and you get to this tug-of-war position better than anybody else with your handicap. So you're very similar to Sharon in the fact that from this perspective, from here on, this is really good with, now you clear your hips. Look, and that finish, that's as good as it can get. So, but the thing is, you've been coming down from such a weak position, you haven't been able to take advantage of this full release on the follow-through.